A player like Leonard Floyd not only has Super Bowl experience, but he has experience playing with defensive coordinators Chuck Pagano, the current defensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs, as well as defensive coordinator Vic Fangio, who is now the current defensive coordinator for the Miami Dolphins. But welcome to my channel here, Bills News Consolidated. We got to discuss all the free agents that the Buffalo Bills brought in. A lot of us are hyped up because of the Super Bowl experience. 5 guys playing in the Super Bowl out of these free agents. We all know how Bills cherish that. But we have to start with the list. Damian Harris in 2019, the year he was drafted, playing alongside Bill Belichick, Tom Brady, making their way to the playoffs, having playoff experience, but ultimately losing in the wild card to the Tennessee Titans. And then moving on to this offensive line, right? Connor McGovern playing with the Dallas Cowboys, making it to the playoffs and divisional round game, doing some big time things. And then we have David Edwards playing on that Super Bowl with Von Miller, having that experience, a Super Bowl type player, knowing what it takes to get there. So on each and every single level on this offensive line, we have David Edwards, playing with a great offensive mind and just doing some big time things, playing in the Super Bowl, right? And I really am loving that for the Buffalo Bills. But then we have to take a look deeper into each and every single free agent offensively. Trent Sherfield. We have to take a look. Trent Sherfield playing with some top-notch talent here. Larry Fitzgerald, DeAndre Hopkins. And then he goes on to the 49ers with Deebo Samuel. Absolutely insane. Brandon Ayuk. And then going to Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill last year with the Miami Dolphins. Then you have a guy like Colin Cowherd, NFL analyst, saying that the Buffalo Bills cannot stop Mike Daniels, who is the head coach offensive mind of the Miami Dolphins. Well, Trent Sherfield is definitely going to give us some intel into Mike Daniels' offense and maybe how they attacked Buffalo Bills defense last year. So Trent Sherfield has experience playing with some top-notch players, playing with some great offensive minds. I mean, Cliff Kingsbury going with the Cardinals, right? And with Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, and Shanahan, the head coach, another brilliant offensive mind. And Mike McDaniels, another brilliant offensive mind. Trent Sherfield has a ton of experience here, and I am absolutely loving it. Then you take a look at Deontay Hardy. Deontay Hardy, I mean, really playing with Sean Payton, another brilliant offensive mind, just doing some really big-time things, as well as Drew Brees for several seasons. I mean, Deontay Hardy did some great things, ended up making the Pro Bowl. The only thing that hurt Deontay Hardy was him being hurt, not really necessarily being that available. But the year he had that Pro Bowl season, he was actually not even with Drew Brees. So he had Trevor Siemian, Jameson Winston. Deontay Hardy is a great dynamic wide receiver, and he was taught by Sean Payton. And we all know how genius Sean Payton is. So each and every single one of these free agents so far, the intel that they could bring, the knowledge that they have, the experience that they have, not only playing in the playoff games, but playing in Super Bowls. This offense, we have weapons. We have this offensive line. We have a running back. Each and every single level of this offense has such great experience and know-how to be great. And defensively, I already mentioned Leonard Floyd playing with Chuck Pagano, playing with Vic Fangio, playing in that Super Bowl with Von Miller. And I mean, just the great knowledge that he has there. And then you look at Poona Ford, another addition to this offensive line, playing with just the Seahawks. And I think the Seahawks did an excellent job. Poona Ford was there for 5 seasons. They made the playoffs 3 out of the 5 seasons. Pete Carroll was always known to be a great defense with Sherman and Bobby Wagner. And Poona Ford got to play alongside Bobby Wagner and some greats up there in Seattle. So Poona Ford is definitely experienced as well. You got Leonard Floyd, Poona Ford with all that experience doing some big time things. And then Taylor Rapp. Are you kidding me right now? Taylor Rapp playing in the Super Bowl, doing some freaking amazing things for the Buffalo Bills. And I really, really am loving the experience that Taylor Rapp brings to Bills Mafia. I think each and every single one of these players brings a ton of experience. Just looking at the history of these guys, and I really, really think, having that experience, having a Von Miller, having a Taylor Rapp, all these guys playing in divisional games, playing in the playoffs, having that experience under their belt, knowing what it takes as a unit, as a team to get to that Super Bowl, each and every single level of this team has what it takes. Even A.J. Klein, another free agent signing that played in the Super Bowl with Sean McDermott as defensive coordinator going against the Denver Broncos. We got Taylor Rapp, Super Bowl experience, safety, right? Back end, secondary. A.J. Klein, a linebacker, Super Bowl experience. Leonard Floyd, Super Bowl experience. Von Miller, Super Bowl experience. Poona Ford, 3 out of 5 years making the playoffs. And then offensively, Connor McGovern, Super Bowl experience. Some big things. And then David Edwards, too. David Edwards doing some things. David Edwards has some experience as well. Playoff experience. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm loving this team. Damian Harris, I think, really only having that 1 year with Tom Brady, it's kind of interesting to see that. But, I really think the Buffalo Bills have a ton of connections to a lot of the competition that we're going to be facing this year. And a lot of the criticism that the Buffalo Bills face amongst the national media, it's really going to help us. The Patriots being able to run the ball pretty consistently against the Buffalo Bills, only passing it 3 times. Well, guess what? Damian Harris was a part of that team. We're going to learn. We're going to get intel from Damian Harris. And I really am loving that. I'm loving that. I think that is absolutely huge. Aaron Cromer working alongside Connor McGovern and David Edwards. I really love that. David Edwards playing on that Super Bowl team with the Rams and Aaron Cromer, and just the experience of this team is so big. Trent Sherfield, Hopkins, Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Larry Fitzgerald. I mean, are you kidding me right now? Just seeing all that, and Drew Brees, Hall of Fame quarterback, Deontay Hardy working with that. I'm telling you guys, this is absolutely huge for Bills Mafia. No, it's easy to say, oh, they made the Super Bowl and all that, but there's a reason why they made the Super Bowl. It came from great coaching tree in the NFL, and I really think it's all going to help us get better. It's going to help Sean McDermott. It's going to help everyone on this squad improve for 2023. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that freaking like button and subscribe. Go Bills.